Lots of birds. Lots of birds. Wait.
I touch that fine for you. I do that 3, 4 times again. I testify for you. I told that like you, that bitch. I do it all, and I'm around. You scared to do. I'm not. As long as you joking, now here for me.
Not the birds trying to mess up my video. Whatever. Anywho, if you're new here, make sure you all scroll back to some previous videos to get acquainted, but I will give you all a quick summary about who Nurse Queen is. I am a 29-year-old travel nurse turned full-time IV hydration business owner, as well as a per diem princess, content creator, and recently a certified nurse midwife. I'm super excited because I have done it all, and I'm ready to continue to share my journey with other nurses to not only inspire, but to reach back and help nurses pivot in any direction that they want to go into. So I'm very excited to create content for my YouTube channel and just be a vessel to other nurses and continue to pour out content that's not only gonna motivate you, but help you level up. So today's video is gonna be about nurse entrepreneurship. You know, I have been an entrepreneur for a while. I've been a nurse for 9 years, and overall, I've been an entrepreneur for like the last 6 years. Initially, I started to sell nurse merch. After that, I started to sell scrub caps, and then I started my IV hydration business that has literally blown my mind. So with that being said, I currently work about 1 day every 2 weeks as a per diem princess, and I have the time and the financial freedom to do whatever I want as a nurse, and you have that same capability. So we're gonna talk about ways that you can prepare yourself for nurse entrepreneurship, because it's a little bit different from regular entrepreneurship. We have the resources, we have the mindset. We just have to pivot into what that looks like for us as an entrepreneur. So let's get into it. So as an entrepreneur, a lot of people see the glitz and glamours on the other side of things. They get on social media, they see the nurses who have tapped into entrepreneurship, making 6 figures, that has the glitz, the glamour, the financial, the time freedom. And that's all great, but no one talks about the downfall of things. Nobody talks about the cons of entrepreneurship, or also what it took to get there. There is a full outer body experience that has to happen in order for you to successfully thrive as an entrepreneur and also a nurse. And we'll talk about those things in the video, because it's something that, you know, you don't realize until you're going through the motions, and, you know, you may not be where you want to be as an entrepreneur, and you still have the comfort of the bedside. So we'll talk about the different things that you need in order to successfully thrive as an entrepreneur. They're not things that are difficult to obtain. Like I said, you all are nurses, so you already have the resources. It's very easy to do. So if you're thinking about starting that business, I'm gonna say, go ahead, grab a pen, a paper, because these things are going to prepare you to get to the next level and help you tap into an industry that you didn't even realize you had the potential for. So let's go. So there are 3 essential things you need as a nurse entrepreneur, and we're gonna start with number 1, mindset. So mindset seems very simple to have as a nurse entrepreneur, but a lot of people don't have that. Now, what does that look like? When you're transitioning from bedside to entrepreneurship, you have to have an outer body experience that is going to pivot your mindset as an entrepreneur. What does that look like? You may start to shed opportunity. You may start to shed people, because at that point you are creating space. You're creating space for new endeavors, for new people that are going to pour into you, also for new opportunity. So those things that you're shedding, allow and embrace the journey. Let go. Once you let go, you're literally going to let God, and things are going to pour into you, and opportunity will overflow. The mindset that you need is different from the mindset you have at the bedside, because when you're working the bedside as a nurse, you have the blueprint of what you need to do for your specific patient, for your specific care plan. So it's very structured. As an entrepreneur, sometimes you're just winging it and you're figuring out if things happen. You don't have the guaranteed ROI, return on investment, of putting in hours and actually getting funding every single time. So how you show up to work as a nurse and you work 12 hours and you know that you're going to get paid per hour, whatever that rate may be, that's guaranteed. As an entrepreneur, you may put 12 hours into your business and get $0. And you have to be okay with that. Number 2, you may put 12 hours into your business and get $4,000 in 1 day. So it is a fluctuating industry, but it's such a rewarding industry because there's no structure. You are creating your blueprint and there's also no cap, meaning that no matter how many hours you put into your business, things can fluctuate, either dramatically increasing or dramatically decreasing, and you have to be okay with that. So while we're still talking about mindset, you have to have resilience. That is a part of mindset, because when there are days you're not making any money, you still have to push through. You still have to show up 100% for your business. What does that look like? As a nurse, we have the job security to go back to the bedside and make really good money. But with that job security is also a cushion. It's also a safe space for us. And that can be a good and a bad thing, because in our reality, as a nurse, you make a lot of money. And if you have this new business where it may not be going how you expected it to go, or it's not making crazy amount of money, you may go back to your safe space as a nurse and not invest that time and effort into growing your business. So you have to recognize that although we do have the job security as a nurse, you still have to have the mindset. You still have to have the resilience to push through and grow this business, because your business is typically your baby. And by growing your business, you eventually will see the outcome and see the increase in funding. But a lot of nurses tend to, go back to the bedside once they realize that their business isn't growing at a pace they thought it would, because they have the security of making guaranteed income rather than pouring their effort and time into something that may not initially be making money. So if you have the mindset already that no matter what you're gonna win, that even though some days you may make $0, you still have to show up for your business 100%, that is the mindset that you're creating. So that mindset, you have to continuously have that. So the question may be, how can you continuously have this mindset of abundance? You have to surround yourself with like-minded individuals, people that are on your level or well beyond you, because this is how you're going to continuously be inspired. This is how you're going to continuously have new ideas to implement into your business. And this is how you're going to grow and get to the next level. Remember, I talked about shedding. When you shed people, you're going to be introduced to new people that are going to pour into you. That is going to be an amazing feeling when you're going through the motions and the oceans of entrepreneurship. So my advice to you is, while you're building that mindset, surround yourself with like-minded individuals. Maybe other nurse entrepreneurs, maybe other entrepreneurs. When you see them, you're not only going to be inspired, but you're going to be motivated. You're going to be motivated to get to the next level. Where do you find like-minded individuals? You can find them at networking events, at work, or even social media. It's very important, especially during your pivot from the bedside, to surround yourself with people who look like your future and also pour into you in a space that feels good. As a nurse, sometimes you'll get shunned for creating a business or leaving the bedside or having that financial or time freedom. And I'm going to tell you that those are not your people. Those aren't the people that you should surround yourself with. So continue to, seek out genuine relationships, continue to foster connections, and grow in a space that feels good for you, but that will look different for you, which means that you may lose people, you may gain new opportunity, you may have to relocate. Whatever it takes, to do that to create a healthy mindset for your transition. Number 2, funding. Funding is something that you're going to need to prepare yourself for entrepreneurship. Now, as nurses, we have the opportunity to work and make a great income. So it's very important that you save your money, you pick up that overtime, you work that holiday. It's going to be years that you're going to have to sacrifice some things in order to gain a greater good. So with that being said, go ahead during your stages while you're still at the bedside, utilize the bedside, utilize the hospital, and grow your income. I'm never gonna be on here like I went from 0 to 100. I was poor, I went bankrupt, and I had to flip everything and do this and do that. No, like, I was a nurse who had a very good income. Well, I am a nurse. Why? I don't know why I said that. I am a nurse and now a certified nurse midwife who has a very great income, and I have resources. And with those resources, I was able to fund my businesses. So with that being said, utilize that to your advantage, and make sure that while you're at the bedside, you're being very intentional with creating your funding for when you go and become an entrepreneur, because there are going to be days, like I said, that you're not going to make money, and you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with still showing up 100% of your efforts into your business and possibly making $0. I emphasize that you need funding in order to start your business, because in order to successfully scale, you may have to acquire a team. What does that mean? Maybe a marketer, a social media manager, someone who's gonna handle your bookkeeping, your finances. So these are things that you're gonna implement into your business to successfully scale. Yes, everyone can create an LLC. Yes, everyone can have an EIN, but does that mean they're successfully scaling their business? Probably not. We are not just going into nurse entrepreneurship to say, hey, I'm a business owner, or hey, I'm an entrepreneur. We are going into nurse entrepreneurship to create autonomy, to create financial and time freedom, and also to create generational wealth. So it's very important for you to be intentional about that. And how do you be intentional with that? You make sure that you save enough money to fund your business. Now, me, myself personally, I did self-fund my entire business myself, my sister and I, but I recommend all entrepreneurs to look into grant opportunities, look into business credit. Those are ways that you can leverage other people's money to pay for your business. So with that being said, I definitely believe that funding is something that you need to start a business. I don't believe that you can start a business with $0. You definitely need some type of resources. But the good thing, as a nurse, we have those resources. So if you do have to grind for a couple of weeks or a couple of months, do that for a greater good. I literally was in the trenches of COVID assignments. Like, when I tell you all, I worked my butt off. I would work 6 days a week, making $10K a week back in, crisis and COVID assignment days. And also when that was gone, I was still picking up a lot of overtime to suffice and make money. And what I will say is, during that time, I did not have a soft life. I did not have autonomy. I did not have freedom. And what I can say is that those grinding years now prepared me for the freedom that I have now. So there may be seasons where you have to grind and bustle and hustle, but that's okay. On the back end of things, you are going to thank yourself for putting in the hard work and the time. And I think that social media doesn't talk about the hard work, the sleepless nights, the holidays that you miss, the 16-hour shifts that you work. We only see the glitz and the glamour of entrepreneurship. And I want to be very transparent with you that every entrepreneur that you see making millions and billions of dollars, they had years of constant grind and constant hustling. So what does that look like for you? It's individualized. So yes, in order to create funding, you may have to work at the bedside a little bit more, create that overtime, work holidays away from your family, or even spend endless nights applying to grants and business credit. But whatever it looks like for you, do that. But you will need funding to be a nurse entrepreneur, point blank, period. Lastly, mentorship. Mentorship is the cheat code to nurse entrepreneurship. Whether it's somebody that's doing something that you want to do, or someone that can guide you in the right direction so they can expedite your process for you to do things bigger and better. It is very important for you to have a nurse mentor just so you can get to the next level, and also make sure that you're avoiding all the mistakes while saving money. If I had a direct mentor to help me with a lot of my business endeavors, I would have saved money, time, and a lot of effort. So getting a mentor is something that is essential before leaving the bedside and tapping into nurse entrepreneurship, because in order to thrive and scale as an entrepreneur, you would need some form of mentorship. So whether that's investing in a course, an ebook, or even a coaching call to help give you advice on how you should make this transition, you will need guidance. So speaking of mentorship, I do have an app where I mentor nurses to get to the next level, whether that's at the bedside or beyond. The name of the app is Millennial Nurse Boss App, and it is an app for you to not only digitally network, but also get mentorship through digital product, webinars, weekly Q&As, and it's just an amazing way to grow as a nurse. I will link it down below in the description box, but if you have watched this video, I hope you have got some valuable tips from the video. I'm super excited to continue to put more nursing entrepreneur content out there, because this is a gatekept field that a lot of nurses are scared to get into and scared to embark on this journey. But I'm going to tell you, if I did it, that you can do it too, and you should do it. I have never obtained so much time and financial freedom as a nurse, and I would not trade my journey for anything. So make sure you all subscribe to my channel, like this video, and comment down below. In the meantime, this video is done, but what I want to leave you all with is that Entrepreneurship is hard, yes, but it is so worth it. So if you are planning to start that business, sis, I'm gonna say start the business, do it, scale, you will succeed, and good luck on your journey. See you all next week. Bye.
I touch that fire for you. I do that 3 more times again. I testify for you. I told that lie.